possible to be staggeringly wealthy, yet not show off a bit? Today, I want you to meet Chow Yun-fat, one of the highest-paid actors in history, who has nearly $3 billion in his name, yet he doesn't flaunt his wealth as most celebrities do. This man doesn't even own a private jet and lives on a monthly income of just 200 euros. So why does he live like this? Where does he spend his fortune? And what's the tragedy that happened in his life which still saddens him? The reason for this lifestyle will bring you to tears. So grab your popcorn and let's dive into the story. Early life and upbringing. Born on May 18, 1955, on Lamma Island, Hong Kong, Chow Yun-fat is a Hong Kong-born Chinese actor who emerged in the 1980s as one of Asian cinema's most popular leading men, especially known for his roles in action films. He even earned the name the coolest actor in the world by the Los Angeles Times in 1995. Chow grew up in a very poor family with no electricity, and they worked as farmers. His childhood was simple and not very colorful. He had to wake up early every day to feed the animals, and also helped his mother sell herbal jelly and Hakka tea pudding at the market before rushing off to school. He didn't have time to play after school because he had to start working again right away. His life wasn't much different from many other boys. But things changed in 1968 when his family moved to Hong Kong to find a better life. Living in the city was expensive, and Chow's family struggled to make enough money. Sometimes they couldn't even afford to pay rent for a small room. At 17, Chow left school to help his parents. So, did he later have the opportunity to go back to school? Well, if you want to know, keep watching. Let's get back to his struggles after he dropped out of school. Over the next year, he did odd jobs such as cleaning, working as a camera salesman, driving a taxi, being a waiter, and working as a courier, but none felt right for him. However, one day, the tide turned for him. So what really happened? Well, keep watching. Career beginning. So, in 1973, when he was 18 years old, the TVB channel announced casting opportunities for actors with and without experience. Chow saw the casting notice and decided to take a chance. Even though he had no training in acting, he passed the casting and was unexpectedly hired. The role was small but paid well. Then, the young man decided that he needed to complete acting courses. Eventually, he made his film debut in 1976 after signing an exclusive contract with Goldig Films, which was then the third largest film company in Hong Kong. It made him a soap opera star. Chow continued to participate in various TV projects to develop his skills. His success set him apart on television and eventually landed him in movie roles. His first acclaimed film was The Story of Wu Viet in 1981, where he played a Vietnamese refugee struggling to reach the United States. He also won a Golden Horse Award, which in Taiwan is the equivalent of an Academy Award for Best Actor, for his work in Dang Doi Lai Ming in 1984, a poignant war drama set in Hong Kong. As he continued, fate again gave him a chance to change everything in his life. Chow didn't have to keep searching for jobs anymore. Even though the few years he spent on TV acting were mostly in minor parts, the shows were not popular. However, being optimistic, he always dreamed of becoming a big movie star. So, in 1986, he got the main role in John Woo's movie A Better Tomorrow, and it was a hit. The movie made Chow a box office superstar in Asia. It launched a series of Chow Woo pairings that included A Better Tomorrow 2 in 1987, The Killer in 1989, Once a Thief in 1991, and Hard-Boiled in 1992. He also teamed up with a new director, Ringo Lam, to make movies like Prison on Fire and City on Fire, making him a megastar. People started seeing him as a brilliant Asian actor. But even bigger things were waiting for him in Hollywood and worldwide fame. How did he become a well-known and successful star? Sit tight and keep watching. International success. So, after Wu and other notable figures in the Asian film world went to work in Hollywood in the 1990s, Chow decided to follow in their footsteps. He made the Chinese film Peace Hotel in 1995 and moved to the United States that year. After spending 2 years studying English and honing his acting skills, he made his Hollywood debut in The Replacement Killers in 1998, directed by Antoine Fuqua, playing a professional assassin who refuses to complete an assignment and thus becomes a target himself. Later, he starred in the historical and poetic film Anna and the King, playing the title role alongside actress Jodie Foster. The movie was based on the popular Broadway musical The King and I and received a lot of positive reviews from both viewers and critics. If you have seen the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in 2000, you can witness that his performance as a warrior in the martial arts movie was top-notch. Chow starred alongside martial arts superstar Michelle Yeoh in the highly acclaimed Chinese action film directed by Ang Lee. The film won the top prize at the Toronto Film Festival and met with an extremely favorable reception in many Asian and European countries, before opening in the United States in December to much positive buzz. The film won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Foreign Film, out of a staggering 10 nominations, including Best Picture. Chow's performance in the fantasy film Bulletproof Monk was also well-liked. Let me give you one more. Chow played the role of Captain Sao Feng in the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. While many might think that he had martial arts training at some point in his life, Chow Yun-fat has no training. Oh, the irony. Despite being famous for acing those kick-ass martial arts moves on the screen, Chow hasn't undergone any training. It just shows how talented the actor is. In an earlier conversation with Metro, the actor revealed that he relied heavily on stunt coordinators and wasn't all as athletic as it seemed. "I am not like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan," the actor mentioned while clearing the illusion common folk had about him. But behind the glitz and glamour of the taxing hours that go into perfecting each scene comes a lot of on-set accidents for Chow. The actor had to be rushed to the hospital after being hit accidentally on the forehead by actor Kenny Wong. Also, he nearly incinerated himself while filming the climax of the 1992 action thriller Hard Boiled. However, he quite had a successful career. He has appeared in over 100 films throughout his career, earning him considerable recognition. By 2014, he was the second highest earning actor in Hong Kong, and now his fortune is estimated at $750 million. Remember I told you that he dropped out of school at 17? He did not proceed to complete his education at any time, but he got a doctorate. How did it happen? So, in September 2021, Chow was awarded an honorable doctorate from Hong Kong's Baptist University for his outstanding achievements and contributions to society nearly 50 years after he dropped out of school. His impact on the entertainment industry has attracted both fame and wealth. For a man from such a humble background rising to fame and wealth, what can we expect of his lifestyle? Let's find out how he lives. Lifestyle and philosophy. Even though he has the money to eat at the most expensive restaurants in the world, he's always seen eating at street stalls. Don't be surprised when I mention him having a wife. I will tell you about his relationship, and I advise you not to miss that part because it will help you understand why he lives a modest life. Sit comfortably and keep watching. So, back to our story. His wife, Jasmine Tan, has confirmed that Chow has a Warren Buffett level of dedication to humble living. He often eats at Hong Kong's street food stalls and does not shop much. She said that he used a Nokia flip phone for 17 years, switching to a smartphone only when the once trusty Nokia stopped working. The Guardian reports that he's also been seen lining up for tickets to watch his own movie. Once a fan of flashy vintage cars, a kind of cliché for movie stars, the 69-year-old has reportedly sold them all, explaining, "I'm already an antique myself, so why do I need to drive a vintage car? I'm breaking down every other minute myself already." His fame, affluence, and wealth did not translate into his lifestyle. While other famous actors like Jackie Chan drive a Lamborghini, Chow is content with public transportation. That's why it's common for fans to encounter Chow, whom they nickname Brother Fat, on the subway, and he's always happy to take photos with them. Let me tell you, this dude has good photography skills in addition to his acting talent. In fact, his photo-taking skills became renowned in 1997 when his sister submitted 3 of his works to a competition at a Hong Kong gallery under a pseudonym. The actor was surprised to learn that one of his shots won 3rd prize. Then, in 2008, Chow released his first photo collection, containing snippets taken on the sets of his films. The proceeds from the book sale were given to Sichuan earthquake victims. Luxury brand Louis Vuitton published the books, which were distributed across Paris and Hong Kong stores. We'll talk about his charity work later, but this is just to show you that the guy enjoys taking photos with people, even on public transport. When asked why he chose the train over a chauffeured vehicle, he said, I think that some people believe that just because you are born here, when you have money, you need to move up to the next level, and that you are supposed to own whatever material goods people of that level are supposed to have. The minute you don't do that, you are considered strange. Speaking like a perfectly reasonable person and self-professed Buddhist, he added that the train allows him to zip around between destinations within minutes. A lot of people care about status symbols, and so they have to be stuck in a jam for 2 hours. I don't care about those things. I care about being practical, relaxed, and comfortable. I suggest giving you some context about the city where he hails from, Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a place of obscene displays of wealth, as it is one of the world's most expensive cities. Not only that, but the gap between the rich and poor is wide. In fact, inequality there is estimated to be more severe than in Singapore or the United States, and more of the globe's ultra-rich now live in Hong Kong than in New York. For such an accomplished actor, what runs through his mind? When asked, Chow explained his willingness to live a simple life, saying, "If you can make someone happy, it is considered a blessing to yourself too. There are many unhappy things in this world, and if you can make someone happy for just that short moment, then it's like being a Boy Scout and doing a good deed." But that's not all. He doesn't like wearing fancy designer clothes. The only time he wears expensive suits is for events with strict dress codes, like the red carpet. Otherwise, he sticks to thrift store clothes, and his sandals are super cheap, costing less than $15. When people ask him why he dresses like this, he always says the same thing. "I don't dress to impress others. As long as I feel comfortable, that's all that matters." He also enjoys jogging and hiking. At 69 years old, Chow continues to retain a toned body by jogging and hiking. In a promotional video for his film, One More Chance, the actor talked about how jogging had improved his life. According to him, going for his daily runs had not only improved his physique, but taught him perseverance too. "Through jogging, I learned to persevere. I used to find it boring each day, but I later realized that going for these runs is actually beneficial for my body, mind, and metabolism, so I persevered and continued to exercise," he said. H stated that jogging has been part of his life for the past 7 years. In a recent interview, he shared some surprising details about his monthly spending. Believe it or not, this billionaire only spends around $200 each month. It's pretty unbelievable, right? Despite his immense wealth, he lives quite modestly. It's kind of hard to understand how he does it, but for him, happiness is not found in money or things, but in having a peaceful and positive mindset. "The toughest part of life isn't about making tons of money," he explained. "It's about keeping your mind at peace." Chow realized that spending time with his loved ones meant more to him than any wealth. What event inspired this kind of lifestyle? Keep watching. Personal life and tragedy. It wasn't always like this for him, though. Chow went through a great trauma that changed his perspective and made him appreciate the simple joys of life. The young and prominent Chow attracted the attention of women. However, he didn't meet his wife, Jasmine, right away. His first love was the actress Candy Yu. Initially, their stormy relationship ended in separation, but after 5 years, the young couple reunited. All this culminated in marriage. However, this union lasted only 9 months. Chow had another romance in 1976 with the beautiful actress Edie Chan. But after 5 years of the relationship, they went their separate ways. Chow's mother disapproved of Edie, and her son didn't want to go against his mother. This made him lose hope in relationships and no longer believe in his happiness. In 1986, Chow met Jasmine Tan, who would later become his wife. She came from a wealthy family in Singapore. At that time, Chow wasn't famous yet. They fell in love and faced many challenges together. They dreamed of having a big family. But tragedy struck in 1991 when their daughter was stillborn. She was delivered stillborn at 9 months after being strangled by the umbilical cord. He got over his grief quickly because he knew that no one benefits if both parties are grief-stricken. But things weren't the same for his wife, who took 7 years to get over her sadness. During this period, he constantly encouraged her to exercise and go hiking to move on with life. "What's important is character. I'm particularly optimistic, and nothing phases me," he quipped. He demonstrated this lifestyle of going hiking even when he lost his mom. Just a day after burying his mother, he was spotted shopping for food on the streets of Kowloon after indulging in his favorite hobby, hiking. with a group of his celebrity friends including Michelle Yim, Liu Kai-chi, and Michael Ning. Despite having financial success, he felt incomplete without a family of his own. After losing their daughter, Chow said that he and Jasmine decided they didn't want any more kids and have devoted their lives to helping others in need. Unfortunately, Jasmine's health issues prevented them from having more children. Since then, Chow has never been the same. He realized that true happiness comes from cherishing the people he loves, not from material wealth. Chow continued to love his wife. Over time, they forgot about the dream of having a big family and just started enjoying each other. What other things did he devote his life to? Let's find out. Charity and legacy. Since he was unable to have children, Chow decided that his destiny lay elsewhere. He and his wife created a charitable foundation to assist those facing hardships and to address social injustices. Chow's own experiences growing up in poverty likely influenced his desire to help others. He dreams of making positive changes in the world and in people's lives. Since they don't have children, Chow decided to give most of their money to charity, around 90%. He even donated the money he earned from selling his special photo book in 2008 to help those affected by earthquakes in China. The Hong Kong-based film star revealed in a recent interview with South Korea's Munhwa Broadcasting Corporation that he plans to donate his fortune of 5,600 million Hong Kong dollars, which is approximately $700 million, to charity after his death, according to The Guardian. In fact, he has announced the same intention in other recent interviews in Asia. Speaking humorously about the decision, he said, "It's not that I want to donate, it was my wife's decision. I didn't want to donate either. It's all my hard-earned money." He referred to his wife as his manager and jokingly revealed that he relies on her for pocket money. Just imagine how the world would flourish if every human being were like Chow Yun-fat. At 69, he's touched on the topic of aging, which begs more questions. He jokes about plastic surgery but responds, "Everyone must die, and I don't mind getting wrinkles. I'm happy to play an old man. Rather than becoming afraid of aging, I've become fearless. If you don't die, it's weird," he says with a sparkle. "I don't regret anything. People make mistakes every day, and that's normal. The difference is in the size of the mistake and how we handle it." Although his film output has slowed down in recent years, Chow loves acting and has no plans to retire. He commits and has spoken about donating his massive fortune to charity, stating that the money is not his and that he won't be able to bring the money with him after he dies. Chow hopes to honor his promise of giving back to the community instead. If given the chance, would you also choose to give away your fortune to help others? Or do you think it's better to spend it on personal pleasures? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting and informational content. As always, thank you for watching. You can watch other videos on this channel.